You're listening to the ECG Hackers Podcast.
And welcome to this week's Hackers Podcast. Every episode available on Spotify and YouTube.
ECG, where everybody can golf.
Now watch this drive.
Welcome, golf hackers of the world. I'm the Ashman, and this is the ECG podcast. Joining us today, as always, Mr. Handsome Zook. How's it going, brother?
I'm doing well, Ashman, and good to have you back, Rambo.
Yeah, man. Rambo's here too, the younger brother, the handsome one of the lot. How's it going, bro?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. But anyway, shout out to Belvedere. He put me a nice Cotty's Red Cordial before the show,
Beautiful.
So I'm ready to go.
Skittles and red cordial, no better thing. What was that, Belvedere? Belvedere? He just tells me that Dooley's here as well. He's going to head out of the green room. Dooley,
hey fellas,
welcome, brother.
Hey boys, how are you? Thanks for having me again.
Anything happening out there in the green room?
There. Yeah, Anthony Kim and Gary Busey, a couple of top fellas once you get to know.
Oh,
It's all happening back in there.
Yeah, that's the conversation.
The secrets stay in the green room today.
Beautiful. Now, on the show today, we've got the newsroom with Zook, as always. One of our fan favorite segments, Who's in Your Four Ball? So we're going to be talking about movie stars because it's Oscars week. I've got a new segment, Confessions, which I'm really looking forward to. I haven't heard what Chris is going to bring to that one. We've got Ripped or Yipped later on with Dooley. But now, more importantly, what has happened this week, boys? What have you been up to? I'll start with you, Ram. What have you been doing, brother?
we hit the course a couple of times on the weekend. I did Linwood on Saturday, and then backed it up with Zook on North Ride. So I did 36 holes. It was one of those weekends. I thought, I can't play. It was just one of those weekends.
Walking or cart? Cart or walking?
Cart at Linwood. Have to do cart at Linwood. You just can't walk it. There's too many. It doesn't flow. And then walked at North Ride. But it was one of the down weekends. But and there wasn't one of those shots where you have one of those shots where you go, I can still play.
Yeah.
No,
didn't hit one. Okay.
Didn't one of those.
I did see you posted something on the ECG Hackers web Instagram page, which has gone a bit viral. The what was that picture of?
Yeah, it was. So it's one on the roadside hole. It was a par 3 roadside hole. It had a log book. So if you hit a stray ball over the fence onto the street, you meant to log your details into register. That's ridiculous. I don't know who would do it for starters.
No. There didn't seem to be many names on it.
There wasn't many names. I called it the snitch book. It was probably
Angry Anderson book.
The book of Angry Anderson. It was bizarre. I've never seen that before. I don't know if any of you guys have seen anything like that before.
No, never in my life.
They should have had it at Sawtell. They should have had it there.
Definitely.
Oh, geez.
Just a direct line to that guy's house.
Yeah, that's right.
Better.
What about you, Chris? What did you get up to this week? Any golf? Did you play with Ram?
As Ram mentioned, got on Sunday at North Ride. I hit them okay. I didn't think Rand hit them that bad, but was happy to post 100, which is pretty solid for me. So, cool. So it wasn't too hacky, but certainly room for improvement.
Were you still using the Nike driver, Rand, or have we benched that?
No, he's on the bench.
Yeah, he's
going back to the Tristan.
I feel a bit bad that I bought you that, but anyway. Hey, I heard some great news today. Dooley, you shot an 87, brother. What happened?
Yeah, man, I've just at the country warhead track again in the comp. Had a lesson yesterday, Arvo. I was just focusing on what he told me to do.
That deserves a round of applause. 87, brother.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Had could have been a lot better. Had a lost ball and a few bad holes, but I was stoked at the end of the day. So
awesome.
Woke up, been busy at work, so I woke up feeling like I was wearing someone else's legs, but I still got out to the course on time. So.
And I heard you had a few cramps in the car on the way home.
Oh, mate.
Hammy cramp.
That was unbelievable.
That's not good for the accelerator when you pull up with a hammy cramp while you're driving.
No. I'm rolling around the front of the car at the Hungry Jack's car park looking like I was on fire. It was shocking.
Oh, no. Hey,
you drive at the moment? You're bunny hopping all the way to the road.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was manual, so it was like think quick.
Oh.
Yeah,
I managed to play a round of golf with Zuma, my son,
nice.
at probably one of the worst golf. I've got to say the worst greens I've ever played on. If you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, I'm going to play the video now. This is what I had to contend with for a birdie putt. You're like got a nice putt for birdie here. Look what you got to hit through. Have a look at this garbage. Look at this. Look at that. How are you supposed to fucking pick a line through this shit? Excuse the French there, but seriously, that was terrible. That was shocking. That was the worst greens I've ever played on. But it was really good. I played with my son. He's only played one round of golf with me before. He managed to, I can't believe it, par twice. So it's only a small par 3 course, but he hit 2 threes.
Good on him.
So, yeah, good on him. As always, the guy on the bottom right hand of my screen that I'm looking at, Zook, he's the smart guy of the bunch. He's got his own segment. It's a newsroom. That's where we're going.
Let's head across to the news desk where Zook and his sensational moustache is waiting. I'll head back to the green room now, boys. I will make sure Molly keeps his pants on this week.
Thanks, gentlemen. We'll just do a quick round the grounds of Live and PGA before we dive into our preview of the players. So the Live Tour were in Hong Kong at the Hong Kong Golf Club. This was a friendly time zone for us here in Australia, and I know a number of the ECG members certainly made the most of that and crammed in a number of viewing hours of this tournament. After posting rounds of 63 and 62, it was Abraham Ance's tournament to lose heading into Championship Sunday. He had a 5-stroke lead. However, a poor final round opened the door for Paul Casey and Cam Smith to force a playoff. However, in the end, after placing his approach shot on the first playoff hole within 4 feet, Answer was able to sink the putt and win his first event on the Live Tour. Ash, I know you watched a lot of this coverage. What were your highlights of the Live Hong Kong event?
Yeah, sure. I think, first of all, the match was there to lose for Answer, and he did really nail it. He hit a great drive, amazing approach shot to win that tournament. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's great to see him win. Something I'm blown away by is I'll just bring up the team scores on the screen here. The Crushers again, Chris, they won the team tournament again, and they came from behind. I think it was 11 shots behind again.
They were a fair way behind, and they've just been a model of consistency. I don't know what it is about that squad, but they're always there or thereabouts.
Yeah, and they seem to be getting on really well as a group, and they keep talking about that. And something about Bryson DeChambeau, which I really like, and it's funny, my wife watches it with me now. He's such an icon of that Live. You know, he's confident, he's brash, he's American, but he's very smart. And I think he's picked a great group of, well, he's proven he's picked a great group of players to play with him that win. So I think the highlight for me was seeing them win back-to-back. I had them picked as my team in fantasy. The Rippers did well. They lost that. They were leading with 2 holes to go, I think, wasn't it, Dooley? And let the Crushers come back in. So I think for highlight, to answer your question, Chris, the Crushers, wow, what a team. I need one of those hats. I mean, the fact that you can't buy a Live hat in Australia is ridiculous. And I don't know what's going on there. But then also Anthony Kim, he just, I think, shot 3 over for the tournament.
And a 5 under on the final day. He had a round of the day.
Yeah, he posted, I think, a 65, I think, on that final round, and certainly showed what he can do. I think it's been reported that he hasn't even had a club fitting, so he's just using off the rack clubs. So that's a pretty amazing effort. And I guess just circling back to what you said there about the Crushers, with this whole debacle around Live and PGA, I think that's a big loss for the Ryder Cup. DeChambeau shown that he could be a leader of men and would be a great fit for the USA team, I would have thought. What are your thoughts on that, Rambo?
Oh, definitely. Especially after, who was it that actually, they dropped the bundle, didn't they, the Ryder Cup? Who was it? The Scheffler and Koepka, was it?
Yeah, that pairing was horrible, yeah.
Yeah, he would have been sitting at home watching that, just pulling his hair out. So, yeah, definitely. I reckon he should definitely be in there.
All right. Well, moving on across to the PGA. They had the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill. This was an event dominated by Scotty Scheffler. His putter was in fine form. He actually brought across a new putter to this tournament. He adopted a mallet-style putter for the first time. This allowed him to win by 5 strokes. He's just been a model of consistency. However, this was his first win in almost a year. However, he has had 17 top 10 finishes over the last season.
Wow.
So he's just, clearly showing why he is the best going around at the moment. Wasn't a great event for the Aussies. None of the big names finished within the top 10. And Dooley, I suppose, now armed with his new mallet putter and having that putting stroke dialed in, is Scheffler going to be the one to beat at Augusta?
He's up there. He's up there, man. When he's on fire, he's on fire. They've been giving him a bit of stick about his putting lately, so for him to come out and do that, I think he had most strokes gained with the putter this week too.
100%.
So, yeah.
No, he's been. That was
Can I also can I add there as well that Phil Mickelson just started to adopt a mallet putter as well?
Okay.
Even though his results last week were terrible in Hong Kong, dead last, bloody awful. But yeah, it's funny. He started using a mallet too.
Oh, interesting.
I love a mallet putter.
Me too. Big mallet. Big fan.
But perhaps the more interesting event that took place was Rory's comments after the second round. His comments around the PGA Tour, and I'll just read them verbatim. In response to the tour, he said, "I'm all for making it," in reference to the PGA Tour, more cutthroat, more competitive. Probably won't be very popular for saying this, but I'm all for less players and less tour cards and the best of the best.
Wow.
I guess, Ash, what are your thoughts on Rory's comments? Does the PGA Tour have an issue with the level of competition at the moment?
Oh, absolutely. It's pretty diluted. It really is diluted. I feel week by week by week, even since we started this podcast, boys, Rory's personality and character has changed so much. From week one of this episode, when we were very anti-comments, he's almost commenting and talking about what a live tournament is.
100%.
So he's totally. So I feel like we're getting closer. I think he will bring the group together in the long run. I think it will come together. But the more he talks, the more it sounds like Greg Norman. I'm just going to say that.
I think he's one notch off revealing his Greg Norman back tattoo.
Yeah, well, like he's got NWO.
A big shark on the back.
Classic NWO. Classic.
So leaving, I guess, last week and looking forward to this week. This week we're, I guess, blessed with the Players' Championship. This is one of my favourite events of the year. And in relation to competitiveness, this is often viewed as having the toughest field in golf. The tournament itself was the vision of PGA Tour Commissioner Joe Day. At the time, he felt that the PGA Tour, whilst having a full schedule of events, didn't have a truly important tournament to call its own. So he proposed the structure of this tournament in which it was just specifically to contain a field of PGA touring professionals, no amateurs, no club pros, no qualifiers. And so that's where it's gained its reputation as having the strongest field in golf. Aussies have had a very strong showing at this tournament. Can any of you name Australians who have won the Players over its?
Cam, did he win?
Cam Smith has won it. Yep.
Did Steve Elkington win it as well?
He's won it twice. Yep.
There we go. Yep.
Billy John.
How many times has Ian Bacon finished? Did he lose it a few times maybe?
I think he's come close, but he hasn't won. The other winners were Norman, Jason Day, and Adam Scott. So
that's an ECG fan, Jason Day, Rand. There's your boy.
Yeah. Boom.
So the 2024 tournament is to be held at its home, which is at TPC Sawgrass, which
Beautiful.
is probably best known for the 17th hole, which is the
Yes.
Island Green par 3.
Ah.
Whilst only 137 yards, the Island Green slopes back to front, narrows from the right side, and is also protected by a small pot bunker. When Pete Dye, the course designer, thought of this hole, he's quoted as saying, "This is the hole that gets in every player's mind from the very first tee. For 4 hours or more, they know it's coming, and they have to face it." So we kind of faced a similar demon
We did.
when we all played at Pacific Bay and the Island par 3 that they had there.
Yeah.
I guess, Ran, I might start with you first. What was your mindset and approach to tackling, an Island Green par 3?
Oh my God! Not only was that not an Island Green, it felt like a combo because it felt like a stadium green as well. Because we had on your right side, you've got the accommodation from the hotel, the resort there, and everyone's sitting out on their balconies. As you can see, you can see in the image being shown here. The right side, you've got people, hecklers outside. So it's almost like stadium hole, island hole. And I think I took a shot. And some guy was walking past heckling something. I can't remember what he did. And I just blasted in the water. So I buckled completely. There's a high pressure hole there at Cross Harbour for sure.
I loved that. So much pressure on that hole. It's a decent hole, the number 9 at Pack Bay. It's an elevated tee too, which made it a little bit difficult. Yep. It's it's up there with, for us hackers. That's our TPC Sawgrass. I mean,
it's the sawgrass you get from which it is.
It is. Yeah. I pumped 3 into the back bunker, and then probably 7 into the water in front. So it was bloody terrible. Great hole though.
For me, being in that bunker it's like being on the tee again. There's more water. You know it's coming.
Back out the water. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. I wonder how many balls are in that water there.
Be a lot. It'd be a lot there. So, speaking of that, if we can, taking our thoughts back to the 17th at Sawgrass. Now, in terms of ball retrievals, I was able to get this stat. So during a regular maintenance exercise in a year in which they did around 40,000 daily rounds, the maintenance crew retrieved 120,000 golf balls.
Whoa!
So that's 3 per player per round, just at that hole. And so that's a lot of inventory for discountgolfballs.com. That clearly shows that most players don't take a drop. They really do want to tee it up again, just to say that they were able to tame the 17th. And I think that's pretty much our approach too. There was no drop zone for us. We were, let's have at it again.
I think I went through a whole box of divides there, Ran. Hey, sorry, Ran.
100%. That's a great business idea. Thinking about the numbers, if you're making $1 a pop, discount balls, if you're making $1 a pop there, that's it. You're making a killing. I reckon we drain the up at Coffs Harbour, and $1. If we can make $1 a ball back, we've got a business.
We could live there for a year.
We could.
Yeah.
Pay the rent and everything, and then keep playing rounds. Play rounds all year long. Drain it 1 week, and then do it back up.
Brilliant.
Well, I'm not sure if you guys knew, but I know Ash knew that I had about 3 balls left that day, and I'm like, this isn't looking good.
Yeah.
And I was using ones I'd found in the water that had like water in them. They were shocking.
Yeah. Waterlogged. Yeah. I spoke to the guys at Discount Golf Balls too, Dooley. They're going to hook you up with some nice Callaways too.
Oh, legends.
Yeah. Anyway, back to you, Chris. Sorry, mate.
No, all good. So in terms of testing how hard or how simple this hole is, an interesting exercise was undertaken by Golf Digest. So they conducted a bit of an experiment in which they asked 3 golfers of varying skills to hit 50 balls at the green. And so the 3 golfers were Mark McCumber, who you may have heard of. He's a 10-time PGA Tour winner and actually won the 1988 Players.
Okay.
They had John Hawkins, who's a Golf Digest writer, but off a 4 handicap, so a solid player. And then they grabbed a 5-time NFL All-Pro tackle, Tony Pacelli, who had a 16 handicap at the time. So got them to hit 50 balls each. So I might get you to guess how many of them landed on dry land across them. So Mark McCumber, out of 50, how many you reckon got on dry land from him?
42.
And he's the pro.
He's the pro. He's won the players.
I'll
Okay,
go pro 40. I'll go 40.
Yeah, he's 40. I'll go with 40 plus. Yep.
I'm going 30.
Ooh, you're harsh. It was 49. So he got 49 on dry land.
Okay.
So the 4 handicapper, how many do you think he got out of 50 on dry land?
35.
32.
I'm going to mix it up and go 30.
Ooh, you're all harsh. He got 42.
Oh,
okay. Wow.
And then the NFL All-Pro tackle, Tony Pacelli, out of 50, how many do you reckon he got on dry land? He was a 16.
It sounds like 16. That's just about my sort of. I reckon maybe this is a 30.
Ding, ding, ding. You're right on. He got 30.
Yeah.
So of the 150 shots, only 29 landed in the drink. So that wasn't too bad from what was undertaken there. So I just thought that was an interesting experiment. And I guess it shows a pro in a non-pressure situation.
Non-pressure
90%. And then it's interesting how things change come Sunday when the pressure and the money is turned up. So I just thought that was an interesting experiment, and
nice. Love that statistic data there, boys. What do you think? He's always he's always on it. As we're talking about golf balls, let's go to an announcement from one of our friends.
Big brand golf balls up to 70% cheaper than retail. We're one of Australia's largest sellers of second-hand golf balls, so you save big time. Discountgolfballs.com.au. Never pay full price again.
All right. Well, you're listening. You're watching the ECG Hackers podcast. I'm the Ashman, joined by my brother Randall. We've got Zook down there. We've got Dooley joining us from Port Macquarie. Great to see you, boys. My favourite segment for the week is about to hit us. It's a fan favourite. Get lots of messages. Here it is.
Hey there, everyone. It's Belvedere here again. It's time for this week's Who's in Your 4-Ball? Back to you, Ashman.
Oh, awesome. Who's in your 4-ball? Because it was the Oscars week and it's all about movies and movie stars. We're going to go who's in your 4-ball movie stars theme. And I think, as always, we usually start with Zook. So we'll start with Zook again. Who's in your 4-ball, mate?
All right, let's hope there's not too much crossover this week, Ash. I was surprised, very surprised last week. So I enjoyed this one again. I took a bit of a theme of compiling a 4-ball that won't take no crap and you don't want to mess with us. So hopefully you'll agree that the 3 I've selected fit that bill. So whether he's Mace Windu, Jewel Winfield, or himself,
are you kidding me?
I don't think you'll mess with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, brother. Again. That's great, man. Awesome. I got to change mine. All right, great pick. And Mace Windu.
So strong golfer. I think at one point he was off 4. And based on the research I did, he seems to have the honour of beating Tiger Woods, at least when applying his handicap at a Pro-Am played at St Andrews. So Samuel L. Jackson's my team captain.
Okay, awesome.
Is he? He'd have to be wearing his Kangol hat too, obviously.
100%, and on backwards too. On backwards.
Kangol. 100%.
Yes.
So, continuing the line of hard men on films, my next team member has appeared in movies, including Raging Bull, Goodfellas, Casino, and certainly never takes a step backwards. So Joe Pesci is part of the squad.
Yeah, nice.
That was,
Certainly
that
an
was
individual.
that was one of mine. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's appeared on the podcast previously when you were interviewing over in the States, Rand.
Yeah, he's on Ben Baller's foursome as well.
Nice. Oh, this is
So-
good. Okay.
So he loves his golf, and I believe whilst he was on the set for Home Alone, was written into his contract that he could have a later call time to allow for him to play golf. So I'm all for having him on. And continuing on with the original stipulation around having a female, this one was a bit of a challenge. She's perhaps not best known for her film work, but she has appeared in film, so I'll take it. She's probably more known as John Stamos' love interest on Full House and paying for uni admission boards to get her kids into college. So Laurie Loughlin is in my four ball.
Wow.
The reason why is I absolutely loved her cameo in the most recent episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, playing off her uni admission scandal. Part of her cameo involved her paying off the course manager to get a better tea time. So I'm all for having someone on the squad who can help get us the best tea time. So Laurie, she's in the four ball. So
Love
that's my
it.
squad. Ashman.
Awesome. Crackerjack squad again. Always look forward to hearing what you come up with. Let's go with Rand next. Rambo, who's in your movie Oscar-themed four ball?
Okay. So last time I did this, I probably wasn't taking it too seriously. So this time,
Put a bit of
I
thought
look forward to this.
Yeah, I put thought into this. I'm going to take this serious from here on. So, I was trying to be too funny last time.
With
This time
the
I'm gonna-
people in Uganda, the Ugandans really want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, they'll get this.
Following
They'll
it.
get it. This is an all-star team. So I'm blasting you guys out of the water.
Okay.
So up first, I've got Vin Diesel.
Nice.
He's all about family. So that's, he's all about family, but he's a great driver.
Oh, yeah, nice. Great driver.
Certainly is.
Great driver. So then in at number two, I've got Daniel Craig from Casino Royale. So he's from the Casino Royale movie.
Yeah,
He can handle all the chips.
Oh, nice. Very good. Okay, good.
And then last
You
up,
have taken
I've got-
this seriously.
I've taken it seriously this time. And this time I've got Jason Momoa. He'll be able to play anything out of the water. So he can-
Nice. Yes.
So we get
Very comfortable.
we got no penalties. Penalty strikes if anything goes in the water. He can play it at the light. So and I just got to give a shout out to my caddy as well, if that's okay. My caddy is Sylvester Stallone. So honourable mention to him. Great with the heavy bag.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Well done. Well done.
Top shelf stuff there, Rambo. More of that
Love
to
it.
come, weeks
Love
to
it.
come. I love it. I'll do mine next, and we'll finish off with Dooley. I feel like my team's not good enough. But Chris, once again, we had the same pick. I had Samuel Jackson, and I was going to say Mace Windu, him. So the character, but I have to scratch that. So I'm going to go with, first off the bat, Build It and They Will Come, Kevin Costner.
Nice.
I mean, he was in Tin Cup. He's got a nice swing. He could play.
Certainly
Great
does.
actor. Epic actor. Really, it'd be great to play with. Enjoy his company. So Kevin Costner. Then I went with, my scratch was Christian Bale. He's my favorite Batman series, the Christopher Nolan Batman films. He was awesome. He's also in The Machinist, one of my favorite films, where he was. That was a great film. So Christian Bale, and he was in the Terminator. I remember he cut sick on the crew. He got really angry with the guy that was in his eyeline in the crew. So I feel like he could be quite entertaining. He could break a few clubs as well. And last of all, this is the one I just had to put in there. There's a guy showing up on social media a lot lately. He featured in that film Lost Boys. Corey Haim. Have you seen that?
No.
I'll bring him in my group. This guy's a train wreck. He thinks he's Michael Jackson. If you're listening, just Google Corey Haim and have a look at this train wreck of the career, which is happening right in front of us. But the poor thing is he's super serious about what he's doing.
Yeah,
But put him
he
in my
doesn't get
4-ball. No, he doesn't get it. He'd be great in the 4-ball. Hilarious. Dooley, let's wrap your 4-ball up and see what you got, bro.
I've had to make a quick change from Joe Pesci. So I'm going to trade Joe Pesci out. And so the first two fellas I chose are a package deal.
Okay.
Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Oh,
Wayne's
my
World.
God.
So I put them two guys in. And then just purely, I forgot to mention we'd be playing at St Andrews. And the next guy that I'd put in would walk up to the clubhouse, Zach Galifianakis, and he'd be like, the first question would be, did St Andrew really play here?
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be hilarious grouping. And a lot of gags going around there. That was who's in your 4-ball, boys. Once again, I think Rand wins it this week.
That was excellent.
Yeah, that was quality.
Nice. Awesome.
You're listening to the
Boys, thank you
ECG
for-
Hackers podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Each week we are dropping a new episode which you can find on Spotify or YouTube. Also check us out on Instagram and Twitter or X at ECG Hackers. Send us your funny golf tales, ecghackers@gmail.com. ECG, where everybody can golf.
Thank you, Belvedere, voice of an angel. Got him on contract for another 4 weeks, I think, guys. What do you think? We keep him going?
Nice.
I think so.
Yeah, nice.
Crap fans want him.
What's he playing off these days?
Belvedere, he's off 3, mate. Plays off 3.
Wow.
He's a machine.
And he wears white pants. So,
Brave guy.
which actually brings me to, I've updated the manifesto, so the ECG manifesto. Can I take this? I'll take this liberty to show
Go
it.
for it.
This is our manifesto for the ECG. These are little things that we've come up with week by week. So I've just added from last week, white pants are a no-no.
Definitely.
We've got, you should never eat a pro shop meat pie before 11 a.m. Shirts should remain on at all times when playing or viewing golf. Do not, under any circumstances, watch Caddyshack 2. Never touch a dirty towel out of the lost and found. And then when throwing your golf clubs into a lake, make sure you got your car keys out of there first. And then, of course, white pants are a no-no. Thanks for letting me take the opportunity to put that updated manifesto up there. Rambo, it's your time to take us down a trip down memory lane. First of all, I'll roll the sting, and then you're going to give us a little hint of what we're about to watch. 8-bit memories. 8-bit memories. There we go.
Nice work, Cash. I like that.
Sorry.
Was that Dexter talking?
It was Dexter from what was that show? Perfect Match.
Perfect match.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see him getting a gig. So yeah, we're always trying to give everyone a gig. So it's great.
Yeah. He doesn't have his legs or his body anymore. It's just literally the head now. So I just put him here and recorded him. But anyway.
Very good. So I'm just going to, what we're doing is week to week.
We recorded something last night.
Yeah, we recorded something last night which shows you video games related to golf. So we want to go through and look at some of the history of golf video games. And the one we've got here is leaderboard golf. So leaderboard golf, 1986, created by the Carver brothers. Great.
They're carving them up. That's the Carver brothers. They carved it
Is
up.
that seriously them? Wow.
It is. Here's another shot.
Wow.
Famous for Beachhead. Beachhead was another game. I think that was a World War II game, wasn't it, on the Commodore 64?
Yeah.
I
Beachhead.
think. It rings
Yeah.
a bell.
They
Bloody-
look like a couple of Red Dead Redemption characters, those fellas.
They do.
Certainly do.
So great game. If you roll the tape, we can.
Okay.
I can give you a bit of background on it after. But
What I'll do is I'll roll the tape if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, and I'll unmute our mics so you talk over the top. There is a little bit of a commentary, but let's have a listen and see how you go. It's 1986 here. I wanted to make sure we welcome to the tee from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Please welcome Rambo. Joining us today down on course is none other than Zook. Zook, what's happening down there on the first tee?
Gosh, man, it's with great anticipation as we wait for Rambo to tee off. One wood in hand, as expected.
Always got a wood in hand. What direction is that wind coming from?
I think it's coming from the southeast. I don't think it's strong enough to worry him on his approach here. He's discussing with his caddy. He's looking to pull a pitching wedge, only 80 yards to play, so that's probably the right pick.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Zook. I believe we've got a live mic on Rambo at the moment too. We might be able to pick up that conversation with him and his caddy.
Jim, I can't tell how far that is, mate. Honestly, there's no green. Where is the actual green? Is it past this? I can't see where the actual green is.
Just shoot with it, pitching wedge, mate.
Just another tone of green would have been insight into what's going on down there, Chris. Great insight. I mean, you could probably put it from there, Chris. Is that a putting surface as well as a fairway, or?
He has left it a bit short, and so I think.
And it looks like they could be playing with those 4-foot high pins again today.
Yeah,
high pin. It looks like if you walked up next to that pin, you'd stomp on it. It's very rarely, Chris, you see someone able to duck hook something from 13 feet.
It's like they only budgeted for 5 pixels.
This is his 7th shot, 23 feet from the pin.
What's that in the green stuck in the green on the left there? There's a 4x2 wedged into the green. They're using like a sundial to tell what time of the day it is, I think. Ladies and gentlemen.
Is that the break of the green?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first tee from Sydney, Australia. Rambo. I don't know if we can keep going with that, but that was leaderboard, right, Ren?
Leaderboard 986. It was the interesting about the game was, I don't know if you remember these games, we used to press shift run stop on the cassette.
Yes.
On the keyboard until you press play on the tape. So it ran off the tape. It would take forever to load. So we'd go outside and play a 10-over game of cricket.
We did.
And you go in, you duck your head in to see if it's still loaded, and it still hadn't loaded. So it took forever for it to load. But I've got to hats off. I give this 4 stars because I think this is still some of the best gameplay in any game, in any sports game. And it still holds up. Sure, the graphics are terrible, but they're working with nothing. So it was actually a really good game, and it lasted a long time. So hats off to it. We've got, if you've got your top shelf games of being Hall of Fame being, what have we got up there? You got GoldenEye, WCW, Revenge, Jonah Lomu. That's top shelf. It's not up there. Don't get me wrong, but it's second shelf. So it's up on the second shelf. So
with like international soccer, international soccer, Daley Thompson's decathlon, leaderboard golf.
I remember playing that game with my dad, and I think it was maybe hole 3. It was a par 3. Yeah. And because the wind and the lie, nothing would ever change, he'd worked out if from the power bar was like, say, 3 millimeters down, hole in one every time.
Really?
He was a master at this one hole,
Oh, that's awesome. So overall, that's you give it 4 out of 5, D-Ran?
4 stars, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you for that little trip down memory lane, Ram. We'll do that again with you. Here's a message from one of our sponsors.
Golf 49. Quality golfwear, $49. From mild to wild, our entire range of shirts, shorts, and accessories are $49 each, including free shipping Australia-wide. golf49.com.au.
Welcome back. This is the ECG Hackers podcast. I'm the Ashman. We've got a new segment lined up right now. Zook messaged me on Monday and said, "Hey Ash, let's do a new segment. It's called Confessions." I thought, this is going to open up a can of worms. So I've got a new segment. I made this for you, Chris.
Love it, Ash. Love it, Ash. I guess it was just one of those things that came to mind that, I've probably done some bad things and just wanted to confess and seek redemption and forgiveness from my fellow hackers. So I guess I'll start.
Yep.
Forgive me, hackers, for I have sinned. I have succumbed to the sin of greed when it comes to eBay golf club purchases. More specifically, when it comes to clubs that Tiger Woods once used. So, let me explain myself here. Golf is one of those unique sports where you can actually replicate, almost, the experience of playing how the professionals play. You can, if you are willing to pay the $1,000-odd, you can rock up to Pebble Beach and play off the championship tees. You can, if your credit card is, has a large enough limit, you can buy the clubs that the pros use, as well as the the fancy Pro V1s as well. So it certainly is a sport that lends itself to you being able to throw yourself in the middle and recreate and see how you would handle the conditions that pros experience. So one of the things that I've succumbed to with my late night review of golf clubs on eBay is really tracking clubs that Tiger Woods have used. So over the course of the last 6 months, I've bought 2 sets of irons. One is a set of Nike TW irons that
they
he
blade
used.
irons.
They certainly are blades, so I have absolutely no hope of being able to use them. But let me just say they're great to look at. And then the other one that I've done recently was just to acquire a blended set of Mizuno irons that he used when he won his 3rd US Amateur Championship. So just seeking absolution and seeking ways to perhaps remedy this bad habit of mine, gentlemen. Your thoughts?
Oh, look, I've got to say I'm probably guilty as well. I'm forever buying things off eBay. I bought this rusty Callaway, so I do feel for you. I think you're forgiven in my book. You're forgiven. Just keep
Wait, it's a
passion.
Yeah, he's got to have some kind of repentance, doesn't he? Like, there's got to be some type of. You can be forgiven, but you got to have some kind of repentance. I don't know what that is.
I've got it.
Julie, what do you think? What do you got?
Next time we play Pack Bay, you've got to hit one of these bladed irons on that 9th hole.
Yes.
All right.
And you don't leave until you've done it.
Yeah.
Okay. Done.
Oh,
great.
Well, I like that, Chris. That's great. You're forgiven, but you just got to prove yourself. I thought I'd do one as well. Mine's probably going to get me in a bit more trouble. My confession, forgive me, hackers, for I have sinned. I think mine's probably pride. There was an event I played with my older brother, Damo, back in December, the day before I sliced my bloody Achilles tendon on my left foot. It was a very hot day. It was super high humidity. And we were walking the course, and I was drained. I was absolutely drained, and I was keeping it together. So I didn't count a stroke. Basically, we didn't count a stroke, and Damo, who we're playing a 2-ball foursome, I just said, "Nah, just move on." So basically, I hit my first shot tee. Both of us didn't do a very good shot. We went about 150 meters. The second shot was hoselled into the bushes. You'll see the second shot hoselled into the bushes to the right-hand side, just over a bit of body of water. It was so hot, and I had the shits, and I literally went, because I hit a bad tee shot and Damo hit one, it was just as bad. The second shot was bad. It just went in the water. So we weren't doing ourselves any favours. We're pretty deep in those bushes, and I just raced up to this ball that was sitting there and just got the 7-iron. I was just going to punch it out. And what I did is I hit the ball and I topped it into the gutter right in front of us, about 3 meters in front of me. And the ball zinged past Damo's face like a bee's hair away from his face. Sort of rocketed off the gutter back across his face. And I just went, just keep going, just keep going. Totally, didn't count the shot. The next shot was way up. Next shot, we ended up getting 7. But I think the reason why it is the look on Dame's face when I just went, no, just keep playing and just ignore that. It haunts me. It was the look of just sheer disappointment.
Damo's a stickler for the rules. He counts his strokes.
He does. And I just totally ruined it for him there. But I don't know. Is that forgivable offense? No one saw it. Nobody saw it. The other pair didn't see it. Yeah. My thinking was, don't worry about it, sort of thing. A
lot of people don't see murders either. So, is that
true.
okay?
Yeah.
True. Exactly. So I break the rules, and I think I should be punished, basically. And it rings in my. It just haunts me.
We all did see that heartfelt video you just put out at the turn, and you guys were drenched.
Yeah,
drenched in sweat.
It was very hot, and I did get the shits, and but then I picked it up after that. But yeah.
Well, what are you going to do if you get forgiveness from us? You got to. What's your repentance?
Maybe I should, I don't know, caddy for you, carry your clubs or something. I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay, bit of ball retrieval on the nights that
jump in the hole and get the balls out.
You have to retrieve the first ball that goes in the hiding hole. Yeah.
Nice. Has anybody else got anything they want to confess while we're on confessions, while we're in the booth?
I've got one. This could be the worst of the lot.
Oh, no. Worse than the bloody towel.
Well, that's up there.
Okay.
But I actually bought iron covers one day when I was younger.
Oh no.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
They're majorly frowned upon now, aren't they?
Massively frowned upon.
They've actually taken over my chipper that I use.
Yes, they actually have. Yeah.
They have, but they're very frowned upon. No, that's okay.
How do you get through a round with those things going? Sure, if you've got a caddy, it's fine. That's got to be some hard work maintaining that whole round.
It is. And the only thing they were good for was sneaking up on people, which you don't really, there's no rattling.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really don't know why they sold.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, there you go. I feel like mine wasn't good enough, but thanks, Chris, for bringing that up. After this little break, we've got Dooley doing Ripped or Yipped. That's what the Ugandans are waiting for. Back in a moment.
You're listening to the ECG Hackers podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Each week, we are dropping a new episode which you can find on Spotify or YouTube. Also, check us out on Instagram and Twitter or X at ECG Hackers. Send us your funny golf tales, ecghackers@gmail.com. ECG, where everybody can golf.
Thank you, Belvedere. Lucky you didn't say anything while you're on that break because I could hear your mic on, Dills.
Did you see me drop it?
No, but I can hear it.
I just dropped my phone and I didn't even say anything.
Oh, no. That's great. Okay, Ripped or Yipped. Actually, before we do this, we've got a little thing I made this.
Hey, fellas. Belvedere here again. It's time to go around the table with Ripped or Yipped. Let's see what side of the argument the boys were on. Ripped or Yipped. Back to you, Ash.
Great song in the background there. Dooley, over to you.
No worries. So, Ripped or Yipped this week brought to you by Kraft's new Ruga condiment. Get it in there.
Nice.
Okay, so we'll start with Rand and we'll go Ash to Chris. All right.
Okay.
Ripped or Yipped, prepaying green fees.
I think I'm going to rip it because I think it keeps it. There's nothing worse than getting to the clubhouse and there's like a line up to pay for fees and then people are messing around and getting balls and tees and so I'm ripping it. Ripped.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think I'm used to it now. Ripped for me. I actually like logging onto the website and clicking my time and seeing where there's a bit of a gap. So I'm going to go Ripped.
I'm going to go Yipped because inevitably you still have to line up. You still have to pay your $5 for a trundler. And as part of the whole thing, if they want us to pay up front, then they have to manage the tee times and assure that it's on time. because that certainly wasn't the case on Sunday at North Ryde. Loved the course, but our tee-off was about 15 minutes late. So if they want money up front, they got to hold up their end of the bargain.
Great point.
I'm going to go Yip too. Just for how many times you've been on the way to the course and that dark cloud comes over.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to turn around.
You mean diarrhea?
No.
Oh, no, you mean the weather.
That's on the course. Yeah, that's on the course.
Okay, sorry.
That
Apologies.
No, you're right. Okay, next, ripped or yipped? Driver's license when you hire a motorised trundler.
Yipped. Those things are they're worthless, really. So, yipped. Yeah. No, nothing.
Yeah, I think did you say motorised? Because I had to give my driver's license in for a non-motorised, so I'm yipped.
Oh, yeah. Non-motorised.
It was just a trundler.
Pull trundler.
It was a trundler.
Really?
You basically, I was giving my driver's license to get to have the honour of getting that attachment that goes in your bags. Yipped.
Wow.
Lost. Almost lost it.
Yeah. Brief meltdown.
Yeah. Chris?
That seems extreme. Look, it's definitely yipped, but I'm just surprised how the word trundler has caught on amongst us all after the other week. So happy about that, but yeah, no, that seems extreme for a.
I'm going yipped as well, mate. How many times are those things paid for themselves?
Yeah, that's right.
What seriously?
$50 maybe.
Yeah, it's like a sledgehammer. Have you ever seen a new one? Never. Never.
That's got to go on the manifesto. That is brilliant. What a great thing. All right, Dewey, next, man.
Ripped or yip? This one's bad. Paying for a scorecard. $1.
No. Yipped. Has this actually happened? That's ridiculous.
This has actually happened.
Yeah, I've encountered that. I've encountered that at a course in the Northern Beaches. I'm guessing it's a lot of places used to make you pay for the pencil. I guess now they make you pay for the scorecard. So yeah, I've experienced it.
Wow.
So Rand's yipped. I'm going to go yipped. I can't stand it when you either have to pay for the pencil or the scorecard. That's ridiculous. And then Chris went yipped. What about you, Dills?
I'm definitely going yipped. I wouldn't pay for a scorecard. And pencils, on the other hand, I'd like to shout out Keno.
Oh, no.
Never pay for his pencil.
Yes,
never pay for his pencil.
You'd be a fool to pay for one.
I think Keno keeps that mini pencil market alive.
I think so. And putt, do they still have the mini pencils?
Yeah, but I've been a putt and they've got Keno pencils in the tray. So, you know.
There you go.
Chris?
I would be willing to pay for a scorecard if it had two things on it. One, I'd love to have the course map on it.
Yeah.
And the second thing, and I wish the world of golf, this is my request to the RNA, is to come up with consistency on flag colours to distinguish what is front, middle, and back pin placement. Because it's always different at every course, and half the courses don't reflect that on their scorecard. So I'd pay $1 if I got a course map and details around flag colours. I'd be willing to sacrifice a gold coin for that.
You should start be a president for the FMB motion, the front, middle, back on the flag. An FMB.
They're really lobbying for consistency.
Yeah.
Really? What about you?
Okay, next we've got scoring on apps, ripped or yipped.
I've got to confess, I use the Grint app most rounds. So, ripped. It can be a bit frustrating and annoying because sometimes you don't want to be touching your phone and then you see messages and all that sort of stuff. But, yeah, I'm yipped. I use it all the time.
I'm going to go ripped as well. I do like the scoring on apps, but I just get too distracted by the phone. So I usually do it at the end of the round, not during the round. But I'll go ripped.
I'm a yipped. I love having the little scorecard holder in the back pocket and pulling that out on the tee box after completing the previous hole and filling in the score. So I'm a little old school on that front. I enjoy that part of the game.
And I'm ripped. I love it. We use one up here at Warhope where of a comp you select your team, select your playing partner. It's got a little GPS built into it as well. Works out the Stableford scores and everything for you. I love it. And I was different to Chris. I just could not. Instead of pulling out a scorecard, I'm ringing that thing out at the end of the day. It's just a soggy mess out of the back pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next on the ripped or yipped, pros using rangefinders in tournaments.
What's the ruling on it currently?
They're all different. They're all different.
Generally, the ruling is you can use them as long as the slope adjustment is turned off, so they don't get it. They can get distance, but they can't get adjusted distance for slope.
Yeah, I'm ripped. I don't see. It's not really creating any advantage. It's information that you should really need. All that information is given to the fans and everything like that. So I don't see it's really big. It's not a massive advantage. So I'm ripped.
I'll go yipped. I think because they've got a caddy, the caddy should know his players' yardage. He would have walked the course right before. I'm going to go pro. No. Amateur. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I share Ash's sentiments. I'm yipped. I think at the PGA Tour level where you have a caddy, no. But, certainly having been out to Castle Hill for the WebEx, most of the players there are dragging their own bag. So I think it's fair that they have a rangefinder to assist them with their yardages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm yipped. I reckon the caddy should be able to do the work at that level. That's what they're there for. They earn the money, so yeah, leave them at home.
Nice.
Couple more. Mandatory drink carts on a weekend. Ripped or yipped?
That's an easy one. That's ripped for sure.
Absolutely ripped.
Yeah. Can I say, sorry, the alternative is, we commented on this the other day, or if you don't have a cooled ice, like a cooled water fountain out in the course, you have to have a cart.
Yeah.
Subject to not having a cool, you know how there's sometimes a bubbler or a water fountain. It's got to be chilled. If it's not chilled, need a cart.
I'll go ripped 100% because I mean the amount of there's money to be made there. I don't get why they don't have a casual just driving around for 2 shifts. Because I would drop $100 on drinks easy if they just came by. So I'm ripped. Mandatory should be. Chris.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think we're all going to end up in the same space, but I guess just one observation from the round at North Ryde and this poor water fountain out in the middle of the course. This was unshaded, just absolutely getting baked. If you put your hand on the stainless steel, you would have burnt your fingers. This thing was just, just copping a hiding from all players, and the water wasn't. The water was probably lukewarm. It wasn't even cold. It was just. I just felt sorry for this piece of equipment.
North Ryde's power bill would just be through the roof. It was just churning just to keep that thing at lukewarm.
Yeah.
All they had to do is move it to the shade just to maintain a little bit of chill. And shocking.
Yeah. Sounds like it'd be ground zero for a new strain of COVID, this thing.
Yeah.
And I want to add one in. I've got one more that we were talking about today, actually. Some sort of tracker in a golf ball, ripped or yipped. Just so you can find it if you hit one,
Ripped. Yeah, after you explain it, you're right. If it's to find your ball, ripped. I've lost, again, on the weekend, I think I must have gone through about a dozen balls at Linwood Golf Course. You can lose them just by dropping one out of your pocket. And it dribbles out of your pocket and it goes into the fine rough and you just can't even find it. So, I'm all for some way of finding balls.
Bloody hell, Julie, that's a great business idea. I'm going to go ripped. Yeah. I know the technology's there. It's at Top Golf. But when you think about it, if you bought a $90 box of balls and it was only for 6 of them, but they had a tracker in it which worked on your iPhone, that might speed the play up.
Yeah.
So ripped. Yeah, ripped.
Yeah.
if it speeds play up, I'm all for it. I certainly the amount of time us hackers spend trying to find the ball in the rough. I reckon we could knock off 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy.
Yeah, I'm ripped for sure. I'd love that. And can I also think we might have just stumbled across a confession for Rand. Do you have holes in your pockets, mate? Dribbling balls out the bottom of your trousers?
We'll have a confession next week. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh no.
That was
ripped all you boys. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Big brand golf balls up to 70% cheaper than retail. We're one of Australia's largest sellers of second-hand golf balls, so you save big time. Discountgolfballs.com.au. Never pay full price again.
We're going to wrap up the show in a moment. I don't have a letter of the week this week. It was a bit quiet on the emails, ecghackers@gmail.com. If you want to send us a letter, funny story, or if you want a confession of your own even, you can get us on the Instagram as well at ECG Hackers. I want you to go check out ECG Hackers on Instagram and have a look at the North Ride Angry Anderson board, the snitch board. Check that out. I don't have much more to add except I'm getting a bit annoyed about the whole One World golf ranking system at the moment. Anything you want to get off your chest before we finish, boys?
No, I think we've had a good week. What are you fellas up to next week or during the week? Any golf?
Yeah, I'm going to try and get a round in at Palmer at Rabina. I just love this course. If my body holds up, I'm there for sure. Yeah. What about you, boys?
Can I ask, Ash, that par 3 you were playing on that green, what did you actually shoot on that hole? Because that was rubbish. If you got
a par,
you got 3 putts.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I parred it. It funny enough went pretty straight. It went pretty straight through that, and then I still had about a 3-foot putt, which was fine. But I am never going to play there again. That was a disgrace. And it looked like kids have been there smashing their clubs in the green. And actually, it's not a bad idea. It's just a little par 3 course for the kids or whatnot. But would it be bad to maybe do artificial turf green, maybe, if it's going to get that bashed up? I don't know.
If you're not going to maintain it, just maintain a bit of grass fairway and then just make it a chip and putt sort of thing.
Yeah. Check that out on ECG Hackers on Instagram as well. What about you, Chris? Any last words, brother, before we hit the 19th hole?
No, not much. Just been up at the range a bit of late and starting to get some nice club head speed out of the driver, getting some ball speed above the 150 mph. So happy with the speed work I'm doing. So that's
where are you doing that at Thornley? At
Thornley.
Yeah. Cool. I'm going to try and come down and get some data because I need to hit one of those trackers again. Maybe I'll come down to Coffs, Dooley. We'll meet you down there.
Yeah, nice. Chris, how's the road to 280 going?
Yeah.
It's slowly getting there. A few of the drives were 250 meters plus, so not carry, but 250 plus. So they're approaching that 280 yards. So So yeah, no, it's steady as she goes, but progress.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
Awesome. That's another week of the ECG Hackers podcast. I've had a ball as always, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks, Ran.
Peace.
Thanks, Dooley.
Thanks, mate.
Zoop.
Thanks for having me.
Same time next week.
It's time.
You're listening to the ECG Hackers podcast.
And welcome to this week's Hackers podcast. Every episode available on Spotify and YouTube.